Hey everybody, it's your boy Carlos here.
And Joseph.
And this is
The Passenger Seat. Alright, welcome everybody. There's a lot of stuff on the table. Yes, and if you happen to notice, obviously, it's all shoes.
It's all shoes.
And you may be wondering, what are you guys doing? This is not
a sneaker channel.
But we do define ourselves as a channel that talks about everything nerd culture and pop culture. And we consider that shoes and being a sneakerhead is part of pop culture, especially nowadays.
Yeah, it's booming now.
Yeah, sneakers are a big thing, and it's one of our passions, and so we sort of wanted to try something new.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was gonna say something else, but so yeah, today we're gonna be talking about shoes and some shoes that are dear to us, and also shoes that do have something to do with nerd culture or things that are
the way the shoes have impacted so many different brands, and nerd culture has actually gone the way into shoes, and now there's a lot of collaborations with nerd culture.
Yeah. But we'll talk more about that. Let's just go ahead and clean up the table a little bit.
Okay.
And voila, we're back.
It is.
The table is cleaned up.
We added a couple more, but we're gonna talk about shoes in general. But I mean, we're probably gonna start with what makes it special to us, I guess.
Yeah. We could do that. And like we said, we did include a couple of shoes that do have sort of relation to nerd culture, and we'll talk about that.
All right.
So which one do you want to start with? It's exciting.
Which pair?
Yeah. Do you want to do 1 1 1 1 1 or?
Let's go ahead and start by something original, and probably every sneakerhead and even nerds rock these too. Us being nerds, we're still sneakerheads, and I know there's a lot of you out there who are nerds and still sneakerheads. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with a classic Jordan 1. This is the Jordan 1 Mid Triple Blacks. They're the fat edition though, and that is added by the cushion over here in the back.
Nothing wrong with being fat. That's all during now.
It's actually PH.
It's
fat.
Yeah. So, thick is spelt with 2 C's. Why can't fat be PH? To notify dad bods. Fat.
These are just a pair actually that got copped in a thrift store when somebody just gave them away, and they're super clean. But I think the Jordan 1 in general, not just these ones, but the Jordan 1, the way it looks, and because obviously they're for his first shoe, and I believe the Jordan 1 is what really started that sneaker game or that sneaker trend. The silhouette is so classic. Yeah, you can never go wrong with a Jordan 1, man.
That's true.
And so many Jordan 1s have gotten released, but I guess bringing nerd culture into this, one of the Jordan 1s that I've wanted, and I might still think about, was the Spider-Mans. They got released from the Spideyverse movie.
Spider-Verse. Oh,
yeah. I mean, he wears them in the movie, and when they released them, they made them look so comic book style. It's super nice. The colorway's super original. Mm. They try to go with the Chicago's.
The Chicago style.
Yeah. Jordan 1s for me are just a staple right now in the community.
Right. So let's move on to, you did one for this side, so let's go over to that one.
Or you want to go with this one?
Well, yeah, one of those on that side.
I guess we'll also go with another classic here. These are the Jordan 5 Fire Reds, but these are 2006 ones. They're not the OGs. The OGs came out in 1990. It would be hard to find just in general, and they would go for a lot of money, even though, because right now these are yellowed, and any true sneakerhead would know that comes with age,
right?
And it looks a lot of Jordans just look better with age, even though it's yellow. People respect that. Obviously, it is a retro. It was re-released, so the original one, for a lot of sneakerheads, they know that this wasn't Jordan in the back of it. It had Nike in the back of it with the swoosh. And that's how you know when you got an original pair. Classic look. I love the Jordan 5s. I can't really think of a nerd culture reference for the Jordan 5s. But one of the things we talked about on our channel, which is one of his favorite sitcoms, the person who rocked the Jordan 5s the best was probably Will Smith in Fresh Prince, and then he released, I think, his own collaboration,
Bel-Airs,
where they came with the Bel-Airs, and then the Great Purples that he wore in the show actually came with no holes for the laces, because for some reason he would wear them without laces. Which, I feel like if I try, it's gonna be very uncomfortable. I don't know, man.
I don't know. It might be comfortable.
It might be.
To wear them without laces. But yeah, the Bel-Airs and the Great Purples they're really nice shoes. I mean,
yeah, the Great Purples was one of the original colorways, and it's a staple now, the Jordan 5s. I know there's Jordans in general, they just keep re-releasing in different colorways and things like that. And I guess I started out with Jordan first because it's just like a staple in the shoe game now. Right. I think I said that word too much.
Staple. Okay, so now moving back to my side, we've shown these before, and I really like this shoe, and despite the controversy, despite the fact that people really hate the whole issue that's been going on with the game, we're moving on to the Cyberpunk Adidas collaboration shoe. So these were released in winter of 2020, sort of more or less with the time of the game. They retailed for about 150 USD, and they came in 5 different colorways, and this is just one of them, which is the one with the leopard print, the purple, and the gold. And this is particularly the one that I really, really enjoyed.
I think it looks really dope.
I love this shoe. I mean, it looks great to me. I don't really think, there's some people who don't like the leopard print and they wouldn't rock this shoe.
But it's just not that, it's not as noticeable to be like that flashy.
Right. It's not like in a crazy color or anything. Or it's not like actual, the general color of like
leopard print.
But I don't know. I just really enjoy this shoe, and I've been wearing them a lot lately. Hopefully I'll get another pair and just keep them on ice. Just to have them. I'm trying to get I'm gonna try to get all the pairs, all the different colorways.
Well, what the thing that was special about that shoe is that it only got released in Asia, huh?
Yeah, so it was released in Asia. Same thing with the Cyberpunk phone.
Oh, yeah,
also was just for Asia, and yeah.
They get the best days.
But luckily, in today's age, it's not too difficult to get things from around the world.
Yeah, that's true.
You're able to get your hands on things much easier. So that's very fortunate. Thank goodness for the trade, commerce, and all that good stuff.
Going back to that also shows the staple of nerd culture in these shoes, because video games have played such a huge part too. Like, we just got the release. Well, not just got the release. Maybe I'm just talking like an old man. Sonic the Hedgehog the movie.
Oh yeah, the Pumas.
The Puma collaborations they made with him. There are a lot of video games now are also making collaborations with shoes.
Right. And actually, speaking on that, K-Swiss has done a couple of collaborations. They did a collaboration with Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yes.
Where they released the Jace glow-in-the-dark shoes when they did the what was it called? They did like a Magic the Gathering. I can't remember. I think it was for one of the sets where they did like a whole presentation.
Yeah.
And then they showed off the shoe. That shoe, I think looked. K-Swiss really isn't a brand that comes to mind when we're thinking about getting shoes.
No, not really. And their biggest shoes are the collaboration shoes.
Right.
Other than that, they're not that big.
Yeah. So personally, for me, I really wanted to get the shoe just because of my love for Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
And Jace being my favorite Planeswalker, it's one of those things that I was just like, I probably never wear this shoe, but I really want to get this shoe.
And for those of you out there who are interested in Puma. Puma's not a big thing for me, but they do a lot of collaborations.
They do a lot of collaborations.
I believe the Puma. RX, I think it was, already has a collaboration with Super Mario and Transformers, which is really cool. If you want those, check those out. I don't know how much they're going for.
I wonder why these companies go to, like brands like. Yeah, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to shit on Puma. I'm not trying to shit on K-Swiss. But I'm like, I wonder why they don't do collaborations with like Nike or Adidas or something.
It probably stems from the fact that Japan is on that side and Puma is German. They don't just go to America to be like, hey. Because if Adidas is also German, so Nike really holds a big strong hold for United States in that aspect.
That's true. But I don't know. Guys, make some deals. Make some dope shoes.
I'm going to go with this one next. So then that way our last two shoes can be artist shoes, and then we talk about the artist collaborations.
Oh,
so this shoe right here is the Kyrie 5's collaboration with SpongeBob. Now, they came in a whole, it was a whole collaboration. They came out with 5 different types, which was SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, and Mr. Krabs. Mm-hmm. So I got the Squidwards when they got released. I did not buy them for the resale price. And luckily I got these and a pair for my brother as well. Because I found the Squidward ones just looked the dopest.
Between all of them, I think they are the nicest looking ones. Like the ones that you could actually wear.
Yes, the other ones are very outlandish like that. Mm-hmm. And I love the collaboration. Inside the sole, each of them have a face. Each of them have the character's face. Inside the tongue, they have every character's signature.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope. This collaboration with Kyrie, he made it because of his love of SpongeBob as a child. He also made a collaboration with, I believe, Friends, because that was his love as a child as well, the sitcom. I got those pairs too, if you ever want to see them. What I love about that is, dude, one, this shoe looks amazing. And the detail they put into it, like the Nike swoosh has water droplets.
Yeah, the little water droplets.
But it shows you how much like they can do with cartoons and video games and just like that type of culture in general, because this is, you would think like, oh, like you look at the shoe and they're like for kids. Like, no, they're for people like us who grew up watching this. We did. So when you see collaborations like this, you're like, oh man, they're bringing my childhood back and they're making it cool. So I had a couple pair of these. They're really, really nice. If you guys are interested, the other pairs are online. Each pair, I believe, is reselling for like $450, but the original price is like $130.
Right.
$450, obviously, right now, $450 is like the mid tier for the shoe game right now.
So I believe anyone who isn't a sneakerhead and isn't that much into like the realm of like buying shoes and stuff, they look at these numbers and they think that's crazy.
Yes,
I'd never pay that much for
a shoe. You're right.
But for people who are avid sneakerheads and they know about the game and they know what it's like to be in this hype culture, they know that a shoe's gonna, if you're really into a shoe, you're gonna be dropping bank on them.
No, one of the biggest issues I have is, like, this is personally me, and maybe a lot of sneakers think the same. These two pairs, I haven't worn them yet, and I think that's one of the biggest issues too. Is that people just spend that much money and then also don't wear them because they spend that much money, and that reflects a lot if you wear the shoe or not.
Right. It's a constant struggle, I think. Yeah. Like, you want to keep shoes on ice, but at the same time, it's like, they're there for you to wear them.
If you could buy 2 pairs, you would. Right. But then there's so much money that you wouldn't buy 2 pairs.
Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to artist collaboration shoes, and by artists we mean musical artists. And at least in this case, right, in this scenario.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because usually sneakers, it's just artists and music, because I don't think any actor has ever done like not that I can think of on the spot right now.
Okay, so I'll be starting with these, and I recently got these. Thanks, Carlos. Carlos got me these Adidas, the Forums Bad Bunny Easter egg shoes, and oh my god, when they dropped on Easter. Carlos and I were both trying to get this shoe.
If you need a reminder, yes, we're Puerto Rican.
Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons why I love this shoe. First of all, the colorway. I absolutely love this colorway. I like to rock pink. And when I saw this shoe, I said, "Dang, this shoe is amazing." And the fact that it's a Bad Bunny collaboration with Adidas, So Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican. We're Puerto Rican. Obviously, we resonate with that. And just the symbolism on the shoe, the Puerto Rican flag is stitched on the tongue. It's a little difficult to see, but this does come with an interchangeable tongue.
Where you can see it more.
Yeah, where the flag is much more visible. Even on the Velcro strap, if you notice, those lines sort of look like the lines stripes, of the flag, yeah. Right? And then under the Velcro is the words "Yo visto así," which means I dress like that, and that's relative to his music video on his last album.
Which he wore the cafes in the music video.
Which he wore the very first forms that he dropped with Adidas, which were the cafes, which are the tan brown ones. But yeah, I absolutely love this shoe, and I'm so grateful to Carlos who got him for me. But yeah, no, it's like, what else is there to say? I feel there's a lot of controversy. There's back and forth people who don't like this shoe because they're the Adidas forums.
I think, and maybe this probably goes for the Cortezes as well, is these shoes, especially shoes like the forums, if you search for forums, they're not expensive. They're your basic Adidas shoe, and obviously he added a little more stuff to it and made it look really fucking cool. Sorry, really cool. But I love that. I love the fact that an artist can explode a shoe that nobody ever wore. Is it kind of sad because people buy it just because there's a person's name on it? A little bit, right? But still, man.
Yeah, and so these were retailing for $120 when they first dropped. Now, for you to get them, at least in our size, is about $450, $500 around there. Yeah, they're I'm expensive.
Not gonna say.
Okay. All right. So we're moving on to the last shoe in our lineup.
Presenting this shoe, I know a lot of people don't really rock the Cortezes as much. A lot in LA because it's very much an LA shoe, but all over the Cortezes don't see a lot of love. I love Cortezes. I have many pairs in different colorways. This by far is my favorite pair. Like I said, I haven't worn them, but they're still my favorite pair. They're nylon. They're right here. Very comfortable shoe. I did try them on, and I love the collaboration with Kendrick Lamar because they actually, when they came up to him and make collaboration with Nike, he chose the Cortez because, again, this is probably respect to the roots of where he came from because he is from LA. So he chose the Cortez and made this shoe, and it's reselling for a lot. It only came out for $100. It's reselling for almost $500. But I love them, man. When they came out, I mean, I didn't get them, but I got them for the resale price. But I just feel like Cortezes need more love. Yeah. That's just me.
It is a very nice looking shoe, at least from my point of view that I don't. So just a heads up, Carlos is the bigger sneakerhead between both of us. I got into sneakers because of Carlos, and from my point of perspective that I don't have that much knowledge, I look at the Cortezes, those in particular, and they look really, really nice. They look, what's the word? It's elegant. They look like a really elegant sneaker.
Yeah, you could rock this with a nice
you could rock that to a formal.
Yeah, to a formal. That's the thing about Cortezes. They just look really nice. Depending on the colorway, obviously. You don't want to go too outlandish with it.
Right.
But yeah, the artist collaboration with shoes now is so extreme. Obviously, this probably doesn't have much to do with nerd culture, but one of the biggest artists right now, okay, maybe Kanye, but what I was gonna say was Travis Scott. Travis Scott has made a boom with Jordans right now, and it's because what I love about it, it's not just here's the shoe and we're gonna snap their name on it. They get decisions of how to create the shoe, and then they come out with ideas like this, and it just turns out amazing. And I love that. I wish more artists would collaborate and stuff like that, because they just at least the ones with the best ideas.
Right.
No offense, J. Cole, but you're.
Oh wow, he's throwing some shade.
Sorry, he's a great rapper, but his shoes was.
Yeah, no, J. Cole's a goat, but yeah. So yeah, that was basically our episode for today. We know it's a little bit different, but hopefully, y'all find that interesting, and hopefully, you guys have friends that they're sneakerheads, and you're like, oh, well, listen, hey, we're gonna show you this because you might be interested. Comment down below if you are a sneakerhead, if you thought any of these were interesting, If you, after watching this video, you went on and started looking at shoes.
Or what's your favorite shoe?
What's your favorite shoe if you're a sneakerhead? Of course. Any of that, just go ahead and comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Again, this is a bit out there for us, but we do want to include stuff that's pop culture, and we do want to include all sorts of topics that'll make anyone feel welcome in our channel. So that's super important to us. Yeah. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this ride with us today, and hopefully you'll join us next time here in
The Passenger Seat.
We'll tell the story of the night. Let's have another round tonight. Ooh.
Ready?